So let's go back to database and cover some fundamentals of finding, searching for patients, exporting patients, etc. So if we've finished our theoretical patient, there's no sort of end exam function on the Metron. You would just, when you're ready, when you're finished editing, just go back to database and it will have saved all the images from that particular patient under the correct dates. If you've realized that you've labeled something incorrectly post-paste, you can just right-click on this, click on the specific radiograph you want to change so that it's highlighted, and right-click, and then you can change it today from a stifle to whichever part it was, and it won't change the image processing. To export, we would select this button and we can choose here to export highlighted images. I've only highlighted one image here, and you can choose in which format, so JPEG, TIFF, PNG, DICOM, for example, and then you would just press Save As, which then takes you back into your sort of Windows operating system, and you can save it into a particular folder of relevance, or you can save it to a USB and then directly access, for example, Gmail or your own email system straight from the Windows desktop. Email it as necessary, or just keep it in a separate file. You can also share it between, for example, workstations throughout the practice. If you save it in a network folder that is shared between multiple stations. You can print if you have a printer connected. You can email directly from the software. That just needs to be configured by your rep or your app specialist. You can stitch images together to create one image. I think that's quite relevant in equines when you have a very large area that you need to join together essentially to be able to see, for example, more of the limb in one image. It's got a handy function where you can paste an image to, so if you've x-rayed a body part under the incorrect client, for example, you can just press cut, go to the correct client, use a test patient here, and then we can actually paste that image directly to a different client. Similarly, it's got a nice function to copy. So copy is this function, and then you could paste another, duplicate the image under the same patient, or copy and paste to a different patient if you've made a mistake. You can also use cut as a similar to in Windows, so cut and paste are quite similar. To find a patient, to search for an old patient, there's a few ways. So the first is we can search by owner name. So say we're searching for Kruger. We type it in the search function, brings up all the Krugers, and you can actually click through them and see which is the correct one. You can search by patient name. search by test, we've got 2 tests on the system that I can flick through as well. If you want to search by date, you can, or filter by date, you can do. So you can search within like 7 days of the date today, or if you remember that the radiographs were done in the first week of September, you can search between 0 and 7 days of that date, and you can see all the studies that were performed in that time period. Just to remember, just a quirk on the system, there are often times where you have many different owners with the same surname, for example, Brown or Smith, and you can't have an identical owner name. So you need to actually add owner initials for that. So if I was going to add in another IMV, and I would need to go, if I just try and add another IMV, it won't let me add it. I must remember to add IMV with the owner's first initial, and then I can add another animal to a owner with the same surname. Right, so that's the basics of using your ClaroX DR. At the end of the day, just press the exit tab here on the bottom right, and you will be taken back to your Windows desktop. If there's anything that hasn't been covered or any struggles you come up with in the use of your ClaroX DR, please give us a ring or pop us an email, and we'll be more than happy to assist. Cheers.